Dive with us into the quantum realm to talk about all the new threads in the MCU spawning from Ant-Man. Live action How to Train Your Dragon is in development, and Creed 3 influences. All this and more on this week's episode of Freeze Frame.
Welcome back to Freeze Frame, brought to you by Strictly Casual, the show where we stop and take a moment to discuss all the heavily talked about news of the week, having to do with movies, streaming, TV, and pop culture. I'm your host, Ryder Maldonado, as always, joined by my fungal friend, Vincent DeSantis.
Fungal friend? That sounds like I'm a disease to you, Ryder.
Well, no. Okay. I knew you imposed that. And listen,
okay.
People would say, why are you calling your friend Fungus? Because we love Last of Us and we're watching Last of Us, and so he's my fungus friend because we're watching.
So you're the
together.
Chungus and I'm the fungus. Is that what you're saying right now?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind us both being fungal together, but
Okay,
I'll take
sure,
Chungus.
great.
I'll take Chungus any day. But ladies and gents, welcome back. We're on episode 99 right now, and I can't believe that we've already hit almost 100 episodes. 99 weeks with you guys. So thanks everybody for listening.
Next week.
100 next week and 150 for our gaming news podcast Checkpoint. It's gonna be a big week, ladies and gents. Hop in our social media. You want to hear from all of our announcements, all of our thoughts, opinions, stuff we like.
Yeah.
And we got more stuff cooking. But yeah,
Always.
Let's go ahead and get into the episode because I know we have quite a little bit today. But
I'm gonna start off with a little BS.
Yeah.
Just a little BS one line that I have here, and that is that I read this morning that Martin Scorsese's next movie. I love. This is a very Marvel themed episode, so I got we spread a little Scorsese in here too.
Yeah.
Just, why not?
You can't have the salt without the pepper. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon is Scorsese's next movie, and it's currently sitting at 3 hours and 20 minutes. And my least favorite thing of all time is having a runtime be a story for a news item, because I feel like it happens a lot now. It'd be like, oh my god, this movie's 3 hours long. Like John Wick, we got like this week.
long. Yeah.
Someone's like, it's 2 hours and 49 minutes. Like, who gives a crap? Like, I don't really care. Like, if it's a long movie, so be it. That's what it was written to be. So I always think it's funny when there's no news about the actual movie, but someone gets their hands on the runtime, and it's like people break down about it. And so I think I'm juxtaposing this item with usual Marvel stories that always start with like in about 2 weeks we're gonna get some sort of thing that says Guardians of the Galaxy 2 hours and 12 minutes long. It's like we're gonna know
the shortest
exactly.
film in the franchise, right? Something is either the shortest or the longest in the franchise. Yeah,
it's the same. I mean, and then in another 3 weeks we're gonna get, once again, guys, Deadpool 3 is gonna be rated R, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, thank God it's gonna be rated R. It's like, we knew this. And these are the funny stories that are ridiculous, and I think it's very funny that Scorsese just got the pop cultureification of how long is your movie.
Oh, I know. Like, you bring up a great point, because like I feel like even when they interview these actors and directors, they're like, so like, how did you journalism in general is just trying to get a daily anything for every day because of social media, right? So
exactly.
They're like,
it's so silly.
So Martin, how long is it? He's just there. 3 hours. What does it matter? What does that matter? Yeah.
It's so funny.
The questions are silly. No, but that sounds great. Listen, I'm very excited for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, me too. Even though the plot for this one, I know it's based on a book, and the book does not interest me very much, but they have a good cast attached and stuff. And I'll watch it. We'll see how it goes.
If I already know, it feels like it's gonna be a slow one. It's gonna be a slow little burn.
Is.
But
it always is.
Let's sit back and take it in. Okay, well, I don't know. So I put here a tiny Ant-Man review, pun intended. Just because
talk about Ant-Man.
We took a little day, and just briefly. It has to be broad.
Should we? Would you like to go into spoilers about Ant-Man Quantumania, or would you not like to go into spoilers?
I think we can, just because if you are on the fence about it, I think you've either seen it opening weekend, or based on reviews, you're probably gonna wait. Right? You're not gonna see it. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, everyone.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think. I think people will still see it in theaters and not opening weekend, especially for this one.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of talk beforehand of like you don't have to see it opening weekend sort of thing.
True. Okay. Yeah.
But I don't think it's wrong to spoil it. I think if you want to skip spoilers, you can skip 5 minutes ahead and we'll be okay. Tell me what you thought about Ant-Man. You've seen it 4 times.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that, like, that's funny. Okay, that is funny.
You have.
The first time there was a lot of cringy moments for me, right? Watching this film, I was like, oh, this is kind of like, I'm gonna have to sit through this a lot of times because I knew going into it I was gonna watch it a couple
That's
times.
A horrible thing to think about.
Yeah, and there was a lot of there were high highs and there were low lows, and those highs were like, okay, I'm very much of, if there are high highs, I will sit through it just to enjoy that again, because I'm very much a person about clips rather than the whole movie in general.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Majors was such a highlight for me, and I think the setup of Marvel is what I enjoy most. I think people they appreciate when movies are contained. I mean, this is in regards to Marvel. They want it to be contained and kind of either connect to the character or to a trilogy. But I appreciate when it's set up for like a big picture, almost like an episode of TV, which I know is horrible when it comes to movies, but whatever. And so I like that side of this. But there's, I mean, I can take for literally hours talking about all the things I want to critique when it comes to some CGI that was, I mean, it's just really noticeably bad. But I think that, again, that goes into timing and rushing of, production schedules, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I'll say about the CGI aspect of it is, like, I feel like I can look past CGI that doesn't look perfect or whatever. The problem that I had with this wasn't that the CGI wasn't great. It was that it doesn't really have a style. Like, the quantum realm doesn't, like, what is it supposed to look like? Or what are they trying to go for? I didn't know. After watching it for 2 hours, I was like, this could be anything. This could be anything. There's no specialty about, oh, we're in the quantum realm. Here's how it looks. It's like, here's how we imagine it. Like, I don't know. It could have been space. It could have been anything. It could have been another planet that they were on. It didn't. There was nothing significant about it being the quantum realm. And so, with that lack of art style, I want to say, everything felt muddy. Like, everything was muddy. Everything was on a green screen. Everything was either perfect focus or the CGI was out of focus, or it was like. And so it didn't look good. The whole movie didn't look very good.
No, those absolutely great points. I think that's the perfect way to put it, right? Is that, art direction is like, it was a little lacking there.
And it's not even like CGI was, there were some scenes where the CGI was noticeably bad, I guess. But like,
there were some times where it was really
watching
great.
Movies where, like, people are flipping around, flying things, destroying things. And I think like, it's still a giant technological achievement they can pull off. I think it just wasn't as good as what we've already seen. And so we're spoiled in that regard to have better things to compare it to, I guess. Yeah,
for sure. Let's see. I guess getting into the family. Listen, Ant-Man the Wasp. We did not get enough Wasp. This film made me love her even more. But I was sad that.
What kind of did that for you?
It was the intro. I think it was the relationship between Scott and Hope, right? It was like
the only conversation they have is an argument in this movie. It's hilarious.
I know what you're talking about. Look, it's the scene at the end where she comes back for him, and it's the beginning where it kind of feels like an Ant-Man movie. It's the possibility of, wow, this could have been so much more of they could have shown more of a relationship between them. And so that's what I loved more is like, in my head, I put it together of like, oh, I wonder what they did like off screen. Like, how has their relationship become this blossomed? And the little bits we got is what I clinged on to, but I really wish we had more of the relationship. And even with Cassie, I feel like there could have been more chemistry between Cassie and Scott Lang, because Catherine Newton's great in general, but I think that the dialogue here was a bit at times like, I guess cringe or whatever.
Like my favorite line of the whole movie. You're sending a signal to the quantum realm.
Yeah. I remember seeing you laugh at that. I was like, yep.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Quantum. A lot of quantum.
It's hard to describe like how this movie like made me feel because in one sense I'm excited to see Kang, right? I'm very excited to see what Kang is up to, like how he's going to interact with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I'm not excited for movies of this quality going forward. And I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm ready to make a video that is titled MCU was not ready for Fantastic Four. I don't think they can handle Fantastic Four yet. I don't.
That's good.
I think it's going to be a huge disappointment whenever it comes out. They haven't proven that they can do anything to this scale or to this scale like with that has as much oomph as it needs, I guess.
Yeah, this was definitely the final straw for. Oh, I don't want to say final straw, but this was definitely a significant hit for a lot of people, right? A lot of people saying whether it's the fatigue or whether it's noticing quality diminishing, right? And there's a lot of people that enjoyed it. And I know there's so many people that were saying, "Oh, I think the critics were too bad." Sure, whatever. Like I'm in that boat. I
had fun with the movie. Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that there's some headlines here too that I think will be pretty exciting. And I don't know if you've heard about them based off that. So I don't know if we can move on. Well, I mean, to close off with the Ant-Man review, I guess. Because there's some stuff that goes into
You see it 4 times, so I feel like you have more to say about this.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like I saw someone post that it's incredibly okay, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting at with it. Like I there's stuff I was like, about, like sure, like whatever, but then there's stuff that I enjoyed, and so I'm very middle ground with it. You know, there's not really much I can. Sure, I can critique it and I can love it, but I feel like it's very kind of. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like it was delivered to me and I took it in, and I took it in, you know, and I'm making my own experience of it and being like, oh my gosh, Avengers, and, you know, set up of future stuff and thinking about Kang and kind of the little Easter eggs that I was fed. I felt very fulfilled about that. Sure. I got answers, right? I got answers that connected. So that other stuff just kind of went over my head.
Like I would lean mostly negatives to this because like the storyline, in my opinion, was really like this felt like they needed a movie that would introduce Kang to that is not in a TV show that is going to do the same sort of introduction. Let's set him up as a bigger bad, right? It didn't feel like Ant-Man was the necessary movie to put it in, and I wanted to feel like it was the necessary movie to put it in. There's nothing about it to be like, oh, we have to go back to the quantum realm. The movie's completely inconsequential. Like they end the same place they start. Kang is stuck in the quantum realm still, like somehow or whatever. That version of Kang, I guess, stuck in the quantum realm or dead or whatever whatever they want to call it. And the rest of the Lang family's back on top, you know, or back on Earth.
It was no arc for them really, right? It took a hit. They really did. These Avengers took a hit because they focused on Kang, and I think that, like, you know, like I told you in the theater, you could have made this any Avenger movie, and it's a little unfortunate that they couldn't. That one Avenger was going to take a hit to focus on Kang, because I think they were like, okay, let's not.
But I think it would be fine. Like I think Ant-Man was a good choice to do this because I feel like the quantum realm stuff is like
it was the best case scenario, I think, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It leaves a terrible taste in my mouth, and it's an even worse taste in my mouth that this writer is the guy that's going to be helming Kang Dynasty. Like, I
was just about to say something about that.
I don't want to see Kang Dynasty in Quantumania style at all.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm with you, and I initially had that worry, but then I thought about who the director is, Daniel Destin Cretton, and I was like, okay, like I feel like there are bad scripts that can have great direction and amazing scripts that can be horrible films. And I think that based off Daniel's work on Shang-Chi, I'm more confident in Daniel. And then I'm also thinking, like, they're really getting a lot of television writers to make these movies, which is kind of confusing. And I get why, because they're kind of doing more of an episodic movies, right? They're kind of doing episode 1. This is episode 1. This isn't a movie. This is episode 1 of a whole TV series, which is kind of crazy what they're trying. But I think there's a lot of bad writers out there that worked on Scary Movie, and they made Infinity War, Endgame, and Winter Soldier. Sure. It was, you know,
there's plenty of things that can refute that. I was also thinking about this on the drive home from the theater. I think Quantumania would have worked better as a TV show.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot better as a TV show.
No, yeah, like they get characters.
And I know they need Kang, but like, okay, as a movie it works better as a TV show, I think, like chopped up and then in different sections, maybe a little more time on some stuff, a little less time on some stuff.
100%.
But they needed a movie to have Kang in it, and this was the vessel. This was like the chip to the dip, you know? It's like you want the dip, and then here's like a bland chip to eat it with, sort of.
No,
like,
that's
kind of what it was.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
that's good. Yeah. I think so too.
Because now the next 2 movies that we're gonna have are gonna have nothing to do with Kang. So we have another year before we find out anything that has to do with Kang. Maybe a little bit in Loki, but that's it.
Okay, so look, a lot of the stuff that you're saying, I'm thinking too. Okay, but thanks to Twitter, I'm getting answers to these things. You know,
or the answers is like
they're not really answers, but it's more of like, oh, okay, maybe that's why. Because I'm having these exact same thoughts. I don't want you to, like, I'm with you 100%, right? Okay, so I don't know if it was the writer. Oh, I think it was the producer, Steven Broussard. He said now there won't be one corner of the MCU that isn't touched by Kang the Conqueror going forward. So I was like, okay. To what degree? Probably small stuff, but that'll be a mention of Kang. That would, but for me, but I wonder if anybody else is like me though.
Here's the other thing. Here's the thing I got really pissed off about in Ant-Man also. I don't mean to dog on this movie because I think it's a fun time and I'm enjoying myself. We had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
We had a fantastic time going to see this movie. We saw Mr. Daddy Feige on stage. It was awesome. The movie, it's like, I understand that it's connected to a Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is made up of 30 whatever movies at this point. But like, it bases so much on nostalgia that people are like, oh, woo, yeah. And it's not even a good hit. It's not even a good hit of nostalgia. It's like they're in the car, Scott's in the car listening to his audiobook talking about how he met this talking raccoon and stuff like this and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's delivery.
And
is it delivery?
The crowd kind of goes like, oh, I'm like, what the crap you expect? Like, this is exactly what it is. Like, there's nothing special about this in my opinion.
Let me give you a metaphor. Is it the actual contents or is it the packaging? Because I think it's the packaging. Because what's being said, is cool, but I think it's how they're delivering that.
No, dude.
You think it's, you know?
I think that this was a bad script. Like a good V1, but like not a V whatever, 10, 15 you need to make the movie.
No,
this is a great rough draft movie.
I'm just laughing because I hope that you don't think I'm disagreeing with you. No. Like, I'm just listening.
Our disagreement is good about this. I'm glad that you're more excited about this than I am. Like, I'm excited about this. I was bummed when I disliked the movie after it was done.
No, and it's totally understand. Like, there were things that I was bummed out about too. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm bummed out.
You don't understand how bad I'm rooting for Marvel to come back and like capture me again. It's not that I'm not captured. I'm gonna watch everything. I'm gonna watch it all. I'm too far in. But I'm waiting for it to be like months out of excitement, waiting for it. Like, can't wait. Whereas like Ant-Man was like, oh, comes out next week. Cool. Like, sweet. It's coming out next week. I love it. Can't wait.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. Well, I guess that's time to
get me excited for that.
Yeah. Here we go. So we have some major status update from Kevin Feige. Have you heard? This is generally asked. Like, have you seen what Kevin Feige talked about in this past couple of days? Okay, this is good. Okay, maybe this is good. This can help. So we have Kevin Feige came out with a lot of news and updates regarding the future of the MCU, which I think is exciting. The Marvels was originally May is Guardians and July was supposed to be the Marvels. You're talking in 2 months and then in 4 months. So now the Marvels is coming out in November. And they are redoing all their Disney Plus slate because they want to push back everything to give more time to concentrate on it, have its time to shine, as well as post production. Post production needs
fatigue, baby.
Yeah, it needs its time. So I am applauding. I'm there applauding because, like you talked about, there's a great video about why delays are good, right? Why game delays are good. Same scenario with movies, movies and shows. Loki season 2 and Secret Invasion are now only sure bets coming out this year. Apparently there was more. There was more planned for this year, which is kind of crazy.
I believe it. Yeah,
I believe wild. That. But yes, delays are coming, which is so great. I want more delays. Remember when they said Avengers Part 1 and Part 2 is coming out the same year? I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen. And I don't think it's going to happen now because of all these delays, which is great. Because push this stuff back, I'm talking 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, give it enough time to 1 movie, 2 movies a year, man. It's like 3 movies and 4 shows is ridiculous.
Sure.
But anyway, so here we go. We can go back and forth. I don't know if any of these kind of bring you up. Spider-Man apparently has its story. He says we have big ideas for that one, and our writers are just putting pen to paper now. So Spider-Man, and then they're also like
6 years out, maybe 5 years out.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything on Avengers because actually that's just like rumors. I won't throw out rumors here.
Okay. Camera starts rolling on Blade in the next 10 weeks or so. That seems extremely soon. That sounds
following
very soon.
Rewrites, I want to say.
I'm excited. I hope Mahershala is excited about it now because it seems like at one point he didn't like the script and then helped rewrite the script to things that he did like, which is exciting that he's in there.
That's a good sign. Good sign that they give him that. Both Captain America, New World Order, Thunderbolts, they're starting soon as well. So a lot of this is starting, and I hope it's like, okay, let's get to pre-production. That way we can take all the time on post, because I think they're understanding that the CGI and kind of these critiques that people are having are like, we need to have more time on this. Let's give it the time it needs.
I hope
they're noticing.
This isn't giving more time to switch all the CGI. Remember when the VFX artists were upset that like in the last months of Marvel movies post-production, they would ask for an entire scene to be changed to a different location. They were changing like lighting, backgrounds, like everything, every single thing about it.
Yeah, I was like, we want to change the sequence. We don't want him to fight here. We want him to fight there.
Crazy. So
yeah,
I hope that's not what it's more of time for, and more of like I want everything to be planned beforehand, and then go into VFX. Like the visual style stuff cannot be changed
Mm-hmm.
in the VFX room. I mean, it can, but it has to have a vision, and that's what I felt like Quantumania lacked.
Okay.
No vision for art style. It needs to have that before, like pre-production, in development needs to have that.
Yeah, and a lot of it too comes down to, I think there's a lot of studio interference because of the pressure of this new saga, right? Because of these new Avengers films leading up to it. I think there's a lot of interference with changing endings, rewrites on scripts to either make things make more sense to a broader audience. And honestly, I think confusion of like who they're trying to appeal to, right? Because there's two different audiences there.
I don't think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that confusing right now. Like I think it's they don't have to clarify anything yet. And if people are really interested in being the people that are really interested in not wanting to be confused, let's say, are watching everything. People that are confused, they might just be like more basic questions like, oh, who's this guy? Have we seen him before? That sort of thing. Like, oh yeah, in a TV show. Yeah. I don't know. There's nothing confusing about it yet.
Okay, that's good. Good sign. Like I said, the Disney Plus show, so more spaced out to give each one more time to shine. That's his quote that he said. So it's like that too, and
and I was I'm kind of on the Disney Plus shows, but some people I talked to this week seem to really, really like them. Like think that like every single one is great, and where I would say like half of them are great. Some of them are like, all right.
For sure. There's I think a lot of Disney Plus shows for some people those are like the standouts above everything, right? And that's surprising for me too. I think only
5 movies.
WandaVision for me, it's not really a matter of the quality of show. It's really just the era. It's that kind of era that we went through together. That was like a different time, so that's why it's so high. And I think for people it's different, right? So for some people, it's a specific character that they appeal to, right?
Well, I mean, like I had a great time doing like. We went to the Ant-Man, like it was like a fan fest sort of dealio, and that was like such a great time. It was awesome. We had a blast, and like so my memories around the movie is more fun than the movie itself, and that's great.
What I want more. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And that's what Marvel is mainly to me too. Is like that's the experience of it. It's kind of it's just sitting in the theater and kind of I like going to the concession stand, especially the Chinese theater, and kind of everyone's like theorizing. And I'm like, this is all I care about. This movie could be so bad, but I wouldn't care. Like
it's fun,
So that's really it. But yeah. Delays. Oh, this is great. More time. That's it.
More time. I think we go right into the clip and continue this Marvel discussion since we're on the Marvel train now.
Okay.
Ryder, I'm going to give you a countdown. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
We might know Kang's motivations for the future of the MCU, as well as how it could connect to Loki, and maybe even who bought Avengers Tower. We have a lot of theories and juicy details here. Let's get into it. I guess, we have some bullet points here. Okay, so the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Heavy spoilers if you haven't seen it already, but it seems like there's multiple Kangs. We have the Council of Kangs.
Seems like it,
Yeah, no, so I'm saying it. There's a lot of Kangs, and one of them that was after seeing the film 4 times, I was able to kind of look at the background. One of the Kang variants is in a suit. Now, normal tuxedo, normal guy. It's like, oh, I wonder who that could be. I think it's possibly going to be a variant named, of course, Nathaniel Richards or Mr. Gryphon, who in the comics is kind of like this big billionaire guy. And
who would you compare him to?
Maybe like a Tony Stark type figure, I would think. Like, I think a lot of Kang is going to be based off Tony Stark going forward. Like, that is kind of the
interesting,
subtly, not like majorly, but very subtly. And to continue on, I think in in the end in the Loki show, toward the ending, we saw the Avengers Tower renamed Kang, spelled Qeng. And I think that, that's his branding, that's his naming and stuff like that. So I think what we're going to see is in the MCU, this guy, Mr. Gryphon, probably another Kang variant, is who bought the Avengers Tower and is going to have maybe even like in a Daredevil type vibe, an overwhelming experience. I mean, an overwhelming brooding force.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because he's this billionaire guy.
But in the MCU. That's not on Earth 616, right? Or whatever. What Earth are we on right now in the MCU?
I'll say 616, and we're jumping around a couple, but
so it's like that photo could be from any place ever.
Could be for a minute. Yeah, this Kang. Yeah, we could be talking about different realities here, where he is like the Tony Stark figure.
Right. Yeah, which is interesting. Super interesting. What else do we have here?
Okay, so we have some more details about how this show could potentially connect to Loki. So, Ravonna Renslayer, does this name ring any bells for you?
0 bells for me.
Okay, so I have a photo here for you. This is her. She was the judge in Loki. And so in the comic, this is I highly recommend everybody at home to read the Kang the Conqueror comic, Brian Michael Bendis, 2021.
Is it the booklet?
I'd say, yeah, it's only a couple issues. It kind of lays the groundwork on who this guy is, kind of his motivations and stuff. And if they're gonna adapt that, he really wants his love, Ravonna. And so last we saw Ravonna in Loki. Again, she was kind of looking for answers. Yeah.
Interesting. So you think that she'll play a bigger role in season 2 of Loki to try to connect that a little bit?
I really do. I think that we're going to see her again. And I think Kang's motivated because in the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, he talked about what I've lost. You don't know what I've lost. And I think this is going to come down to him looking for his love. Yes, he wants to conquer universes and, kill his variants. But at the end of the day, I think he's looking for his love, Ravonna Renslayer.
What year do you think we get a montage of Kang killing his variants? Are we thinking 2024, 2025? Like, when is that coming? Because it's happening.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it could be like a post-credit scene type vibe for maybe something like if we get Eternals 2 or maybe even Guardians, go crazy. I don't know.
I don't want a post-credit, dude. I want the main meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do we keep... Yeah, we got to stop throwing him... At this point, he's not a post-credit scene type of guy. Yeah. Like, he's a main story type of guy.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely think any type of space movie, maybe something like that. Maybe even Loki, because that's the crazy thing is that I wonder how much we're going to focus on this guy for Loki. Because
maybe he kills his first variant.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
First kill type deal. Be grody.
No, yeah, because we saw Victor Timely, that another variant of him. He was like he's this guy in the 1910s, 1920s. He's the inventor, right? So that's that variant. Maybe that's the one.
There's just a bunch.
There's just a lot. Yeah, I was just describing that one that was in that cutscene, but there's so many out there, those are my theories here, and then we have some other bullet points here too. I guess.
Ryder. I'm a little bit more excited for Loki than I was before after seeing the end credit scene.
I'm glad. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah, I was a little so on Loki for the most part. Thought it had its ups and downs, but I'm excited for a second season.
I think both of us were kind of skeptical on how we didn't. I don't think we both thought how early they would kind of introduce the multiverse saga, right? Like it was WandaVision, and then I think Loki was second, or maybe third in the lineup, and then for the season finale to have He Who Remains. I was like, no way already? Jonathan Majors?
Pretty cool. Wonder what happened between... Wait, that's a different variant than the one we saw in Quantumania?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. It's a different version.
Okay.
This was like the scientist guy trying to make everything...
That's right.
He was the one who kind of killed all the other variants, essentially, to kind of keep everything stable to one timeline, but now we have multiple, so that's a whole can of worms, right?
So He Who Remains is a moniker for... a certain Kang.
Exactly.
Kang altogether is not known as He Who Remains.
And I'll throw another one out to you. In history, King Tut. King Tut was Kang. He goes back in time and he becomes Kang Rama Tut.
I saw that. And that's goofy.
It is goofy.
Some Moon Knight connection there. I'm sure they can make. With all the Egyptian gods. I'm sure that is needs to be in there.
Bring up another great point. Speaking of Moon Knight, in the Kang comic, not to spoil it, Ravonna Renslayer was the Moon Knight and the holder to Khonshu back in the Egyptian times.
That checks out.
I was like, no way. What if Ravonna is connected to Moon? Like, dude, I'm telling you, it all connects. So
it all connects. If you want to stay up to date on where Kang is in the multiverse, you can stay right here at Strictly Casual. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to watch this entire podcast, you can go to youtube.com/strictlycasual to become a member. Or if you want to listen to the entire podcast, you can go on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Type in Strictly Casual Freeze Frame. It's a little yellow box with white writing that says Freeze Frame. This is episode 99. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
There we have it. I'm sorry, I forgot. Man, I should have made you read this. This was a little description about him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't want to talk so much because it's so in depth.
You did great. I didn't know.
I try to keep it condensed. I try not to
did great.
go on about it. But yeah, there you have it.
Let me jump back up to How to Train Your Dragon live action movie is incubating at Universal. The film is set to take flight on March 14th, 2025 with Dean DeBlois. Right? Dean DeBlois? Returning to write and direct. He also wrote and directed Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2. So that's interesting that the same director that did the animated one is coming back to do the live action. That's a good sign.
Yeah. I put the question I put for you was like, Do we think every cartoon needs to have a live action remake? Because we're seeing this happen all the time now,
They
right?
don't. I mean, they don't need a live action remake. I don't even think this translates well. All the goofy dragons is like part of the shtick of the movie. And are they going to make the dragons kind of scarier in live action? Like, how is
Game
that
of Thrones,
go?
where they're like just so realistic, Game of Thrones style, like their characters, they look so cute in the cartoon. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you would do that.
And all the characters are like really goofy too. I mean, we have farting dragons in this. Like, how is this going to play out? Like, it goes so well in animation. I don't know.
Even with Lilo and Stitch too, I put this too because they're doing live action Lilo and Stitch, and Stitch, like, are you gonna make him furry? Like, oh,
yeah,
like
he's gonna be furry. He's gonna be scary, foaming at the mouth. I mean, he's a little rancid little rabbit.
Yeah. Or the CG looks off, and it kind of doesn't match with real human beings.
It's gonna feel like ET a little bit. It's like, there's like a spaceship coming around. Like in live action, it's gonna feel a little ET-ish.
That's a good point. That'd be kind of cool. I would say that.
I need to watch Lilo and Stitch again. It's been so long. I like that movie a lot.
Oh, okay. So remember when I told you I was like, this might be my favorite movie, and then you said, oh, it might just be recency bias, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll get back to you on that.
Which one?
Lilo and Stitch, because I had just seen it again at the, and so what? Really good. I think it still is my favorite one.
It could be, yeah.
Because I don't know, I just like Stitch that he puts his legs in his mouth and rolls into a ball. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It's very
relate to that on a personal level.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. We see so much, I just think animation, it just isn't regarded as wide media. Like, I don't know. They're like, oh, you know what? This is great. Maybe we should make it live action for everyone to enjoy. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, Guillermo del Toro, he said it, on Oscars. He had some interesting comments about animation, about
that's right.
Just the animation should be regarded like should be looked at in the same light as live action. I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah. Right.
Interesting conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Zach Galifianakis is going to be Pleakley, which is like, ooh, okay.
I don't know what character that is.
Pleakley was the informant, the person that worked with the big. So there's the big one,
the
Jamba.
Glasses?
I don't know. Like the Squidward.
Secret agent looking guy?
Squidward. No. So let's see. There's Jamba. Do you remember Jamba? It was two of them. It was Jamba and Pleakley. They were the ones that hunted down Stitch. Jamba was the bounty hunter, and then Pleakley was like the government advocate.
Wait, Zach Galifianakis is playing Pleakley?
Yeah.
He's not playing Jubika?
No, he's playing Pleakley, I think. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know.
Very funny.
Because Pleakley was one of my favorites.
I'm thinking of Cobra Bubbles.
Oh,
Who's playing Cobra Bubbles?
They should bring back, the actor that plays, right? What's his name? He's a great.
Who plays him?
Voice actor.
I
gotta look up this cast. Let's see. Here we go.
Ving Rhames.
Ready? Ving Rhames. Thank you. They should do. Ving Rhames would be perfect, man. Come on.
Epic.
Let's see. Yeah, and then Stitch. Oh, Stitch is voiced by Chris Sanders, which amazing. Like, I hope they bring him back for the voice.
Chris Sanders?
Yeah, I think he works on a lot of other stuff too.
He is the
He's the writer, and he's also the writer of How to Train Your Dragon. So I'm guessing that there's gonna be
a lot of talent there.
There'll probably be connections there.
And you have here that Super Nintendo World officially opens in Universal Hollywood. Have you been?
No, I'm waiting to go with you. Let's go. Let's do it.
I want to go so bad. How much are tickets? Probably like $100 to get in there.
I think so. Yeah. And for California residents, cheaper. So it's time, baby. Let's go. I don't even know the Mario World well enough to say a good joke about it.
It's just simply a bunch of yahoos.
Yahoo! Did you see that? Did you see? Oh, thanks. Did you see?
They changed the trailer.
They changed. The Wahoo at the end of the race car. They made they put another Chris Pratt take in there.
It's so funny. A better take.
Yeah, because people were complaining about it. Oh God.
Yeah. All right, and you have one more section here of good headlines. You want to go for? Go for it.
Oh, okay. Ted Lasso season 3 is coming. I don't know. There's a little teaser about it.
Yeah, March 15th. I'll be watching it.
This is the great thing. I know every time Ted Lasso comes on, it's always a feel good time.
Oh, always a feel good time.
Always.
I looked up, or there's a video on my TikTok that was like how to make the Ted Lasso biscuits.
Oh,
and it's
really?
like 3 ingredients, extremely simple. I think I'm gonna give it a shot.
Ooh, okay, nice.
Yeah, It's like sugar, flour. I don't know the other thing. It's not eggs. Like usually it's egg and cookie to make a dough, but like
Chef DeSantis on the case. Biscuit. Let's see.
I want to try it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the trailer was pretty funny. It was like the teaser was a bunch of the players writing their own belief signs and putting it above their lockers. It was very wholesome.
I think it's great marketing, and I think it's great style
great
what they've chose.
It is so good.
And then
we have
my bad.
Mandalorian season 3 coming March 1st, which is in just a few days. Isn't that crazy?
I can't even like get hyped yet because I was just coming and going.
This is gonna be the best season yet. It has to be.
We're getting Siege of Mandalore.
I'll tell you what we're gonna get. Right. It's not gonna be fetch questy. Okay. There's actually gonna be a coherent storyline throughout the entire show. That is not just save the kid, go on side quest, go on side quest, go on side quest.
Just done with that.
It feels the trailers seem like it's focused, it's not here, there, here, there, here, there, even though it's going to be, a lot of locations. They're going to have to try to explain how they bridge the gap between Boba Fett and Mandalorian, because for the people that didn't watch Boba Fett, like, how does this guy have the kid?
Oh yeah, right. Oh man, I forgot there was some huge moments in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett, 4 horrible episodes, 2 like, what the heck? These are awesome. And then the final episode, also terrible. It's like,
it's a sandwich. It's an interesting sandwich they made there.
And the good episodes weren't even Boba Fett episodes. They just threw the Mandalorian in there. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Okay, Mando 2.5.
How are audiences going to react of Luke Skywalker taking Baby Yoda in the final episode of Mandalorian season 2, and then all of a sudden he has the kid again, and Luke Skywalker's never to be found? Like, what?
Well, I'm guessing this. I know you probably know this too. I'm guessing if you're watching 3 seasons of a Mando show, why would you not watch Boba Fett show? Would I guess
every dad ever?
Right.
I don't know.
No, that's true. Yeah, it takes a lot to get somebody to watch something. So maybe it's like I'm not watching that Boba Fett. I don't know nothing about Boba. You know what? They're probably saying Boba Fett died already. I ain't watching it.
No, Boba Fett's gonna be in this for sure.
Oh,
he's gonna be at the Siege of Mandalore alongside.
Oh my god, that's gonna be nuts.
Oh, maybe.
I'll be honest here. I'm a little more hyped for Cocaine Bear though.
Oh, I'm so hyped for Cocaine Bear, which comes out next week. Would you like to go see that next week, Ryder?
100%. Yes, let's go.
Can we go to AMC?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, always AMC, baby.
Let it rip, dude.
Yeah, I've reserved like the expensive events, like Chinese theater. Only Marvel. Even then, it's kind of a lot because Marvel's a lot. But everything else is just AMC Burbank or AMC Glendale. Always.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll get that A-list like we were talking about. Oh, and we'll go see Cocaine Bear. We have Creed 3 and John Wick 4 to see in the next couple weeks. So it's time to get A-list.
Would you consider... It's okay. I'm totally okay. Scream 6 is coming.
I would watch it, but I really want to watch the other Scream movies beforehand. When does Scream 6 come out?
You have a couple... I think it's in 2 weeks after Cocaine Bear.
Oh.
So I know it's kind of soon. It's in March, dude. It's Scream, Creed, but Creed would be fun though. We gotta watch Creed.
But that's the thing. I'm trying to watch all the John Wick movies before John Wick 4. I'm trying to rewatch all the Creed movies before Creed 3, and we're almost there. We did John Wick 2 last night.
Okay.
We're gonna do John Wick 3 this week.
Oh yeah.
And we'll have to bust out. It'll be Creed 1, Creed 2, like a double hit.
Oh man.
We'll see.
That's wild. I will say this Creed 3 feels a little separated from the... Well, no, that's not true.
Well, just because without Rocky, I don't know. The story's going to be important altogether.
Yeah, and there are some connections to the previous two. I forgot.
Yeah. Ryder, what have you been watching this week?
Dude.
Besides Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. 4 times.
My whole week was because... No, you know what? I feel good balance because I'm seeing Wes Anderson movies, dude. Oh my gosh.
What have you been watching?
I finally saw Life Aquatic. That was amazing. Last week I said I was going to watch it, so...
It's so good.
I finally saw it.
The leopard shark.
Dude.
The leopard shark?
Yeah, man. I was, I was already going to Amazon. I was really like, okay, I got to get Vince this costume. I got to order my one. Bro, we got to do it, dude.
It's going to be so epic. The shoes, the blue suit, the red hat.
I looked up the shoes and I was like, oh my God, Adidas. And there was like the Adidas Wes Anderson Life Aquatic. And they're pretty expensive now because they're like on StockX and stuff. And
dude, if you go on societyofthecrossedkeys.com, it's all Wes Anderson merch.
Oh my God.
And everything you can imagine Wes Anderson. I think it's societyofthecrossedkeys.com.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, here we go. Oh, nice.
I think they have the suits and everything. Even, do you know what they have though? Turtlenecks with the Zizzo like stitched in. It's awesome.
That is cool. So yeah, cool. They got every movie. The Lieutenant Rushmore, Bottle Rock.
Everything they have.
That is so cool. Oh, and they're the shoes. Oh, they did a giveaway. Oh, that's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I will say, one thing. I'm gonna keep you updated. Shaney's always like, we're gonna try and we'll see if we can get Wes Anderson. He's always telling us like, how insane would that be, right, guys? Like if we could actually have
It'd be pretty crazy. Yeah.
Call in.
I want to be on that Zoom call. Like when that Zoom call happens, I want to be on it. I will figure out a way. I'll text him. I got his number.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, can I be on this?
But I think it was that, and that's it. I'll get back to you for more next week.
Sweet.
Try to fill out the letterbox.
Amazing.
What about you?
I haven't even logged some of these because they're so recent. But I watched obviously Ant-Man. Then I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, which writer.
Oh my god!
It never gets old. Never, like not even a little bit. The music, the whole thing. I loved watching it with someone who had never watched it before. It was very fun to experience it through their eyes. I'm pretty sure I will be watching Temple of Doom today, just to go on to the next one. Indiana Jones is like, it's not overrated. It's a classic. It never deserves to be a classic.
Yeah. They're doing Raiders at the Beverly Theater, 35 millimeter, dude.
Which would have been so cool to see too. That would have been awesome. There's a scene that, as a kid, would have never stuck out to me, but it stuck out to me now, where it's like that iconic scene where he puts the staff on the ground. He's waiting for the light to go through to shine a specific area on the map. You know what I'm talking about? He's like in the dig site, and he puts it down, and it's a very slow camera movement that like it's super close up on this like small city like thing, where the map is, and the light is moving, and it's just the music swelling like so loud, and it's so slow, and the music's like making the scene, and it's awesome. It's just like all you're seeing is the stupid light move across a map,
but you're able to appreciate it more.
Good. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. Great movie.
That's great. That's how you know movie's classic, when you can do that.
It's so good. I give it a 9, dude. I rated it a 9 out of 10 this week. It might even deserve a 10.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder. I gotta look at. I haven't even asked what your 10s are, and how many 10s
are so low. I just hit 1,411 movies rated on Letterboxd, and I only have 13 10s. So it's a really small list.
I only have 12 10s. That's crazy.
Hard, dude. It's hard for me to give a perfect.
Oh, I know. No, it's good. But I gotta. Well, I know. Do you have like one at the top of your head that's like something? There's a 10.
I mean, like Apocalypse Now is a 10 for me.
Nice. Yeah.
Ratatouille is a 10.
Yeah. Easy 10.
There's a couple in there that are like. There's a couple of them that are expected, like, oh yeah, okay, that's a 10. And then there's a couple in there that I'm like, it's a 10. It might not be a 10 for you, but it's a 10 for me.
Oh yeah, easy.
I also watched Bones and All by the director of Call Me by Your Name and Suspiria, it's a cannibal movie with Timothy Chalamet and
Gabagoo.
It was something. I was super I hated it at the beginning, and then I kind of was like, oh, okay. And then at the end I was like, okay. I don't really have it.
Yeah.
I know people love it. It wasn't really for me, I guess.
I think the funniest thing was that I said, oh yeah, vampires. And you were like, no, dude, no.
No, they eat people.
Oh.
They normalize it. Like everybody eats people. Like it's just totally fine. It's totally cool. Like we're going to kill these people and eat them. It was just kind of gross. It made me feel sick.
Oh
I'd like step outside and get some fresh air afterwards. Seriously, I did.
I believe it. That's crazy. Oh, that sounds awful. I don't know if I want to watch it now after that.
No, I wouldn't watch it.
It's not worth the letterbox padding.
Maybe. And then I watched John Wick 2 last night, which is great. I might like it more than the first one. I think it's more consistent than the first one.
Yeah.
Even though the first story's better.
The first story's better. Second one, they really went like this. They knew what they wanted to do with it.
The action's better, and I really like the lore of the Continental. Like that's. I didn't know that was going to be a draw of the movies until it started getting the second one. Third one has even more Continental lore. I'm hoping we get even more in the fourth. But.
Dude, I think we're getting I don't know if that's still happening, but we're getting a spin-off of Continental.
Yeah, we're getting the TV show, and then we're also getting Ana de Armas starring in a John Wick, in a movie about the Continental as well.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow, that's some good stuff. I just wanted I pull up my 10 because I didn't know you could do it on your phone. I'm just telling you something. Back to the Future is my 10. Alien.
So good.
Into the Spider-Verse. La La Land.
These are great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think There Will Be Blood on his acting alone. Daniel Day alone is the 10.
I rewatched that. It did not hit for me when I watched it the first time.
Well, because I think, look, I don't know. I saw it when I was younger, so I didn't get it. And then now I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is like insane. Because like, it's about the, I mean, I'm not telling, it's like, the oil. I was like, my mind was blown figuring out like, wow, this is like, yeah, this happened.
It's good.
I mean,
it's really good.
Crazy stuff. Okay, well, there you have it, man. Well, you're watching some good stuff, dude. We got some good stuff coming. March is gonna be the busiest month of the entire year.
We're going to the theater, right? I don't care what's happening. We're going to the theater multiple times. I'm buying A-list, and we're gonna make use of it.
Yes. Even if we go during the week and we go late, because no, I'm just kidding. But we'll plan for weekends mainly.
I can get out there, bro. I can get out to you by like 7:00.
Yeah, easy, dude. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's easy. We're doing it. We'll plan it. Cocaine Bear is soon. Cocaine Bear is up next. We're going there.
Can't wait. As long as we can get 10 margaritas before Cocaine Bear.
Oh my! Hey, don't you joke like that. I'll take you up on that.
Not on a Tuesday night. Maybe on a Friday.
Okay, yeah, true. Maybe. Well, maybe on a Tuesday night. No.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see. No. Okay. Well, ladies and gents, go enjoy Cocaine Bear. When we come back, it'll be episode 100. So what a great episode to kind of say. Cocaine. We just focused the whole episode on Cocaine Bear.
It's a Cocaine Bear episode.
Easy. Everybody have a great week. Thanks for listening as always. We love you guys, and it's always fun being here. Thanks for appealing to my Marvel obsession and our chats, as always. All right, guys, have a great week.
See you, gang.